bread of the dead is utterly delicious, and I should know. I've eaten loads of it over the last several weeks, readily ditching dieting aspirations for the sake of taste testing. Imagine a French brioche, soft and golden with sinful amounts of butter and eggs. Then imagine that same pillowy bread scented with orange zest and anise seeds, and shaped in the form of a toothy skull. That's Flori's pan de muerto. Our customers at Tres Amigas Café beg for it, and Flori has taken home blue ribbons and baking contests from Taos to Albuquerque. The last 2 years, however, Flori has lost to Gloria Hendricks. That's where my fib came in. I feared that Flori might be defeated again, and I didn't like it any more than she did. I wasn't upset because Gloria was a relative newcomer like me. I didn't mind that she was from Texas, a state that native New Mexicans like Flori loved to loathe. I didn't even care that she was a flashy socialite who threw around her money and influence. What bugged me was Gloria's boasting, her bragging about a bread that, if the rumors were true, she didn't make herself. Word in my culinary circles was that Gloria's housekeeper, Armida, baked the victorious loaves. So far, I hadn't sifted out the truth. However, Armida flees across the street whenever she sees me or Flori coming. This, in my mind, is evidence enough of Armida's co-conspirator guilt. Flori wasn't fooled by my words. I might not win, Rita, and I wouldn't mind being beaten by Armida if she entered in her own name. She comes from a cooking family. Her mother did a fry bread that could make grown Navajos weep. She picked up her bag and took off down the street. I had to jog to avoid being bested by a petite octogenarian with bad knees. Flori, however, wasn't carrying around a dozen extra heads at 7,000 feet above sea level. It's the principle, I agreed, siphoning air through my teeth to hide my panting. Gloria shouldn't be bragging about something she hasn't done. Exactly. Flori's mica eyes had a dangerous sparkle. She slowed and looked furtively over her shoulder, as if checking for Gloria and her spies. I have a plan, she whispered. A way for us to get Gloria and Armida in the act. I feared what Flori was cooking up. My elderly friend is famous around Santa Fe. She's renowned for her tasty tamales, her fabulous frijoles, and her amazing carne adobada. She's also a well-known snoop, with a sixth sense to boot. When I started working at Tres Amigas, just after moving to Santa Fe some 3 years ago, I had no chance of hiding my own sleuthing tendencies from her. But I was always a reluctant sleuth. And now I was giving it up for good. If only Flori would listen. We'll get out my new zoom lens, she was saying. Then we wait until dark and hoist you over Gloria's garden wall. You find yourself a view of the kitchen, and wait until you can catch Armida in the baking act. Photographic evidence. That's what we need. We'll get them, both disqualified, ha! I struggled to find a nice, polite way to say, no way! Flori kept going. I've already checked out her perimeter. No sharp, pointy bits on the wall that I can see, and all those home security signs are probably fakes. But, Flori, don't worry, Rita. I'll fix you some snacks in case you have to stay out there a while. What would you like, Frito pie? That worked well last time, except for the chili con carne going cold and getting in your hair when you tangled with that cactus. She chuckled at the memory of my Frito fiasco. I didn't care what she said. I wasn't about to be hoisted anywhere. The last time I heaved myself over a wall on one of Flori's snooping quests, spilled chili wasn't the worst of our problems. Drug dealers were, and we hadn't gone looking for them in the first place. That was the old me, though. New me wouldn't chase after criminals or stick her nose into investigations or sit out in coyote country with snack food. New me would embrace low-stress hobbies, like landscape painting or herb gardening or perhaps yoga. Flori was eyeing me expectantly, tugging at my resolve. I didn't want a cheater to win either, but there had to be a better way to reveal Gloria's deceit. I needed to squelch this plan before it got started, or at least change the subject. I looked around for another distraction. This time, however, I was the one distracted. A silhouette approached us, backlit by the afternoon sun and framed by the covered walkway along